I think the only couple games we didn't get left are probably the ones I wanted to talk about the most, and I'm saving them for last year. The Eagles, first of all, 38-35 win over the Lions. The Lions were starting to come back. DeAndre Swift looked great in this game. I thought he was proved that he could be one of the best running backs in the league this year. Their O-line is really good. I liked what I saw from that. DJ Chark looked good, coming off an injury-filled year last year. He looked rejuvenated. Devonta Smith was held to no catches, no yards, so that was concerning. But I felt the Eagles were in control of this game most of the time. I know the Eagles let the Lions get back in the game, but I feel like that's what Jared Goff always does. I feel as though the Eagles defense, especially in the first half, was really good. We saw the James Bradbury pick six. My friend Matt sent me this video breaking down all the Kaiser White's plays, and he was the one who really forced that interception for Bradbury there, and he had some big plays as well. He looks like a big signing. And the front four, I think, is going to be great. I think they're going to keep getting better from here. You know, Derek Barnett's out for the season, but he is really probably the fifth guy on that D-line. So I think they're going to be all right. But what you make of this game? Because obviously the other thing I wanted to say, A.J. Brown looks amazing. What did you make of his performance?
I think the score is actually more a testament to how good both of these two teams actually are. I don't think the Lions, like we've talked about a lot of these teams, we've said it a lot, is a lot of potential. I don't think the Lions are going to go anywhere this year because there's just so many good teams right now in this league. But I also don't think that them losing only by 3 to the Eagles is a detriment to the Eagles. I think it just goes to show how well these two teams play. And I think it was a great game, 38-35. That's the kind of game you like to see from the NFL. You like to see a well-fought game. You like to see both teams playing great. I really liked what we saw from DeAndre Swift. Before the season started, I thought it was kind of weird that people were talking him up in fantasy football and all that. They're like, DeAndre Swift, he's going to be like a playmaker. And I was like, yeah, he's good, but he hasn't really shown that yet. And I like that he did. I like DeAndre Swift, and I'm happy to say that he really did show out. He showed why people pegged him to be this great player. And as for the Eagles, like you said, A.J. Brown was amazing, but it is kind of concerning that he was the only wide receiver.
Yeah.
And it's a little concerning, but it could also just be a circumstances that it was just A.J. Brown's game. He was just playing the best, so he got the ball the most. So that remains to be seen what happens with that.
Yeah. What do you think it hurts? Because I thought he had a good game. He started a little rough as a passer. I thought he was lethal as a runner, and I thought he picked it up passing as the game went on.
I think he was able to lean on his running abilities to let him get into a groove with his passing. Mm-hmm. And ultimately, I think he built a really good rapport with A.J. Brown for this game. Also, shout out to A.J. Brown, who had some sick cleats on in that game. They're the Kelly Green ones. Very nice.
Oh, nice.
But yeah, I do agree that Jalen Hurts played well. I like Jalen Hurts. I think a lot of Eagles fans, a lot of just outside fans are ready to kind of write him off as just like a running quarterback and all that. But I think he's got potential. It's kind of the same thing with Tua. People are trying to write them off too quickly, and they haven't really seen them at their full potential. And I think
they didn't write back. They didn't write back. This Eagles team, I think, is finally maximizing his potential by giving an offense that works for him. And I also like that they got the running backs really involved. Gainwell, Sanders, and Boston Scott. Yeah. They all got touchdowns this game. Miles Sanders played pretty decently. He looked good. This is what I wanted them to use him like for years. They finally are making – there's no power back, which I think could be an issue, but that also allows Miles Sanders to get goal line touches, and I think that he looked really good in this game.
For sure. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, and the only other thing I want to say about the Eagles is that people are clowning their defense. I touched on this already, but I just want to hammer it home. Like, I think this defense played really well. It's just that they kind of let the wheels fall off in the second half, and they can't do that if they want to make a playoff run. But for week 1, I think their defense showed enough that they're going to be forced this year. They just have to make sure they don't let teams back into it like they did the Lions.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. I think that, the defense could have played better, but I don't think it helped that the Lions, for all things considered, were playing pretty decently as well. But I think the Eagles defense is going to be all right. It happens to the best of defenses. I'm sure at some point, the Dolphins defense is going to have a bit of a bad game. It happened with, the Bills and the Rams game. Actually, we saw that their defenses, kind of neither of them really played amazingly. Right. It was kind of just more that the offenses kind of handing them the ball. But I think the Eagles are going to be okay. I think the Eagles are going to be a good team. Their defense, there's a lot of new players on that defense. Bradbury, White, Jordan Davis, they're all getting accustomed to it. And I think over time they're going to really learn to gel and work together.
Yeah, I'm interested to see how they stack up that secondary against Justin Jefferson on Monday night next week. I guess that can bring us to our last game here.